Can AI, at its current state, make a better 3D model than an amateur 3D artist? AKA, me. Since it's definitely not on the level of actual professionals, I wanted to see how I would do against it. Just for reference, on a scale from 1 to 10, I would place myself at around 3.5. After we both make our models, I'm going to rate them on several factors and compare the final scores. Now you may be thinking,
isn't that kind of unfair towards the AI since you're obviously going to be biased?
well, if you would shut up and let me speak, you would find out that I'm also going to let ChatGPT rate them as well. The first thing we need is the idea for our model. So let's ask ChatGPT for 10 things I can make, and I'm going to choose one of them. Okay, these are all too simple. You know what? Let's ask again. Okay, well, this isn't much better, but I'm sure this time we'll get something good. Hold up, a potion bottle? That's kinda similar to a ship in a bottle, because you know, they're both bottles. And now we have the theme. While we're here, let's ask him who he thinks will win. To start with my model, I tried to turn a square into the bottle shape, but I realized I can just place vertices on the edges and use the screw modifier to turn them into a bottle. The next step was the boat shape. I found a reference image and got to work by following the edge of my reference. After getting the general shape, I added some details, and after playing around for some time, it came out like this. After that, I tried to make these wooden, I don't know what to call them, I guess pillars. And that was really simple. I just added some cylinders and placed them where I needed. I was kind of afraid of how the sheets would turn out, but all I had to do was subdivide and bend some planes to get them to look like they were affected by the wind. Now the model was starting to look like an actual sailboat. For these little red flags, I thought I could bend a sphere to look like them. But that ended up looking kinda weird, so I deleted them and simply extruded the top part of the cylinders. You see these little ropes holding everything together? I didn't know how to make them, so I did the only thing I could think of and bended some cylinders. If you know anything about 3D modeling, you're probably crying right now since this was one of the worst possible ways to make these ropes. Because of this small mistake, every render I made in the future took 5 times longer. But I guess that makes sense, because after all, I am. Anyways, here's how the boat looks with all the ropes. The materials were fairly simple. The noise texture and the color ramp give it some details to avoid making it too bland, and the bump textures makes it look less smooth. For the bottle, I had to watch a tutorial to find out how to make it look like it's made of glass. With all the materials, it looked like this. Now, like the smart little viewer you are, you've probably noticed that something's missing, and that something is water, and the water was surprisingly simple to make. I cloned the bottom layer of the bottle, filled it up, and watched a YouTube tutorial to find out how to make it look like water. I copied everything, but it looked a little too dark, so I tried to figure out what option I should change. And it turns out changing this IOR value makes the water more see-through. I don't know what IOR means, but I'm happy it works. I mean, I could just Google it, but I'm too lazy for that. Again, after playing around with the values and adding lights to the scene, the final render looks like this. Now it's time for the AI model. I decided to use this website for the model. I tried giving it the same image I used, but I guess it's not smart enough to understand what I wanted from it since it gave me a bottle with the image of a boat. I don't know if that's a genius workaround or incredibly stupid. Since that didn't work, I had to first give it a boat image and then a bottle image, so I used the best sailboat reference I could find and gave it to the AI. The process of getting the model is incredibly simple. You just select what you want, and the AI handles everything else. After a few minutes, I had the model in Blender. I did the same thing for the bottle. And that was when I realized I made a crucial mistake at the start of this whole thing when I chose the theme. The AI can't make a glass texture. So I guess that means I win. Thanks for watching. But that wouldn't be very interesting, so I decided to help it by making the glass texture for it. I set it up the same way as my boat, and the render looks like this. The render looks solid because you can't see the details, but the actual model, not so much. The textures are weird, and the models themselves look kinda off. It's very clear they were made by an AI, but that's not the worst part. If I press tab to check the topology, yeah, this is horrible. For the ratings, I'm gonna give my render a 6 since it's very simple. The topology a 7, and a 6 for the materials. For the AI, I'm gonna give the render a 6 as well. A 1 for the topology and a 3 for the materials. It would be easy to say that I'm clearly better than AI when you look at it like that. But when you take into account the time I spent on this, which is around 4 hours, compared to the 15 minutes it took me to get the AI model, things look a little different. But let's ask ChatGPT what he thinks first. What kind of glaze is this? You spent 47 seconds thinking, and this is what you came up with. There's no way he actually gave the AI topology an 8. At least I tried to hide my favoritism.
Actually, you didn't tell it that the second one was AI.
Well, ChatGPT is actually the father of every AI, so whatever they make, he has to know about it. At the end, if we average all the scores, we get a 6.58 for my model and a 5.83 for the AI model. Yeah, baby, that's it. Get shit on, loser. So in conclusion, will AI take over the world? Come on, guys, don't be ridiculous. Like I would ever let that happen. And, yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more. And bye-bye.